I'm Alden Foreman,
I'm Luke Voivoda.
I'm Adriana Caballero.
and our group decided to analyze the Riobamba earthquake of 1797.
All right, so what exactly happened? On February 4th, 1797, at 12:30 p.m., a grueling 8.3 magnitude earthquake hit the city of Riobamba, Ecuador, and many other cities in the Interandean Valley. There is not an exact number, but many experts who have studied the case estimate that anywhere between 6,000 to 40,000 casualties were suffered. This has been identified as the most powerful event that has ever happened in Ecuador, even being felt as far as northern Peru. The earthquake is said to have shook the city and surrounding area for 4 to 5 minutes, and within this time destroyed many towns and produced hundreds of massive landslides that continued over the following months. The neighboring towns of Guaranda, Ambato, Latacunga, and Sascasili, and Banios were all destroyed by these destructive landslides. These landslides even ended up covering entire districts of Riobamba and even created dams in the Pastaza River for up to 80 days. This wasn't even the worst to come because many aftershocks followed in the months that increased the destruction of the area exponentially. This happened because Ecuador sits on top of two tectonic plates, the Nazca and the South American plate. The earthquake was caused when the Nazca plate slipped under the South American plate by a process known as subduction. The city of Riobamba was then rebuilt 20 kilometers northeast from where it originally was. It is now accompanied by the small town known as Cajibamba. I wish I could show you pictures of the destruction that it caused, but unfortunately, in 1797, technology was merely not even thought about as a possibility. However, on the left, there is a picture of modern day Riobamba after being fully rebuilt from the 1797 quake, and on the right is a picture of another 8.3 magnitude earthquake that hit Chile on September 15th, 2015, which we could compare to having similar damages.
In regards to the location of the Riobamba earthquake, it took place in Riobamba, Ecuador, and was obviously named the Riobamba earthquake, given the location it occurred in. The epicenter coordinates were 1.6 degrees south and 78.6 degrees west. Not only did it devastate the city of Riobamba, but it also devastated many other cities in the Interandean Valley in the country of Ecuador. More specifically, the movement causing the Riobamba earthquake occurred along the Palatanga Fault, a strong north-northeast, south-southwest strike-slip fault crossing Ecuador, which has been a suspected starting point for many large earthquakes. The new location of Riobamba was built 20 kilometers northeast of the original site from where the earthquake took place. On the left, we have a photo of Riobamba and the surrounding area, and the red area shows the epicenter of the earthquake and the surrounding effects that it had on the area. On the right, we have a photo of modern day Riobamba. In regards to the impact of the Riobamba earthquake on human history and the lessons learned, the primary takeaway is to not build along a fault line or where two fault lines collide, which could cause potential destruction or perpetual tear away at buildings in the surrounding area. The earthquake obviously had a large impact on human history in multiple ways as it caused the people who survived the earthquake to relocate and also influenced the study of earthquakes and where future surface ruptures could occur. The fact that Riobamba was constructed along the Palatanga Fault shows that the fault was not a prominent concern to the builders and inhabitants of the town. A key takeaway is that it is not only dangerous to live near or along a fault line, but some places where earthquakes are more prevalent, there are laws preventing the ability to build within a certain vicinity of a fault line. For example, the state geologist of California is supposed to map active surface faults, set safety zones of 500 feet on either side of the fault line, and then under California law, you typically cannot build within 50 feet of the fault line. The state building code also strives to ensure safety for its residents. Being that this earthquake was so large, at a magnitude of 8.3, it was one of the many earthquakes that shined a light on the importance of being cautious about where to and where not to build, and it also increased the research on faults that we were unaware about. For example, on the left is a picture of the San Andreas Fault, also known as the Sleeping Giant, which extends roughly 1,200 kilometers throughout the state of California and is prohibited to be built on or nearby. With large earthquakes occurring, such as Riobamba, many geologists and scientists in general try to improve technology to study fault lines and earthquakes with newer methods such as GPS, satellite, and laser scanning technology, which are all methods that we didn't have access to when the Riobamba earthquake occurred.
Okay, the tectonic setting. At this time, it was said that it was one of the most disastrous earthquakes that had been experienced since the discovery of America in 1492. This earthquake happened 224 years ago. Since it had the intensity of 11 on the scale of Mercalli, this meant that in its damage to buildings and human beings, it was the most devastating. Ecuador, from the geodynamic point of view, is located in an area of high seismicity, tectonism, and active volcanism. Because it is located at the convergent limit of two tectonic plates, the Nazca Plate and the South American Plate, which form a zone of subduction. It is accompanied by the fact that it is located on the Pacific Ring of Fire, which makes it a place that encompasses a number of terrestrial and submarine volcanoes and oceanic faults. The subduction of the tectonic plates influences the movement of more superficial to geological faults, and Ecuador sits on at least 10 geological faults of these. The largest and most dangerous generator of the Riobamba earthquake in 1797 was the Pajatanga fault that runs close to the epicenter area. Here is the video. The Pajatanga fault is the largest fault of 956 kilometers long in Colombia and crosses the five provinces of Ecuador. It has three segments. The segment in the middle of the Andean region is the Pajatanga Riobamba geological fault. It is located in the province of Chimborazo, near to the volcano, the biggest of Ecuador and most near to the sun. The Pajatanga Fault passes near the epicenter of the Riobamba earthquake of 1797, and the movement of this fault has been suggested as the cause of the earthquake. The earthquake that destroyed the city and many neighboring cities is caused by a fracture of this segment over 100 kilometers away, the same that is part of a larger system of local geological faults in Chimborazo area. These longitudinal and transverse fractures and faults generally have a northeast-southwest course and northwest-southeast, in both cases with small angles of inclination faults. The main faults that run parallel to the Andes in Ecuador have north-northeast, south-southwest trend and show a mixture of dextral, right lateral, and reverse faults. In addition to these, there are two important dextral trending southwest-northeast systems, the Pajatanga Fault and the Chinguo Fault.
The important statistical facts to remember from this presentation are as follows. The city of Riobamba is located 9,000 feet or 2,700 meters above sea level. The magnitude of the earthquake was at 8.3 on the Richter scale, also being recorded as an 11 on the Mercalli scale, which translates to extreme intensity. The rupture length of the quake was 70.3 kilometers with a fault azimuth of 067 degrees. The number of deaths reported is said to be anywhere from 6,000 to 40,000. However, it is still a mystery to this day. It shook the ground, causing massive destruction for 4 to 5 minutes, and hit on the exact coordinates of 1.6 degrees south and 78.6 degrees west. It produced hundreds of landslides for months to follow and destroyed around 10 to 20 towns and cities in the neighboring area. The whole city was moved 20 kilometers to the northeast, where they then rebuilt it. The picture below is from the 1949 Ambato earthquake, which also took place in Ecuador. The damages are said to be similar in certain ways, also affecting the people in ways that were linear with the Riobamba quake.
All right, yeah, so that's all we have for you guys today. This is our works cited showing our sources that we used to gather the information in the presentation. So, and then, yeah, thanks for watching. We really enjoyed the process of studying this and making the presentation, and we hope you guys enjoyed it just as much as we did.
Thank you.